Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us here at Transwest Truck Trailer RV of Frederick, Colorado. My name is Michaela. This morning I'm taking you guys to a very lightly used trade-in. My customer purchased this less than a year ago, had some horse changes, ended up with a warm blood and needed extra height, so traded this back in on a straight load. She used it 2 times. There's some really nice upgrades on this one that we're going to walk through together. But before we get to the trailer here in person, go ahead and pull up that drawing and take a look at some of those measurements with you guys. So this one is just going to be your standard width, standard height. So we're looking at 6'9" wide, 7'1" tall. Really good size front tack on this one, but still very manageable floor length at 15.6 and that standard 3-foot tongue. So this is going to be a really popular option for a lot of our customers in the half-ton trucks, maybe the Suburbans, something without the bed for the gooseneck capabilities, getting to and from vet clinics, farrier appointments, and those really tight trailheads. So here at our front tack, everything kind of swings out right here for easy access. We have our saddle racks and our blanket poles both on this swing out saddle rack. These are fully adjustable on that same track that you guys are familiar with on these Cimarrons, that you can slide these guys up and down anywhere you want. If you wanted to interchange these and maybe put your blanket poles right below each of your saddle racks, that's an option. If you guys want to swap these, that's an option. Something else that can be done if you're looking at having more blanket poles and you want to add more saddle racks to this swing out is over here on your door. Right now it is kind of wide open, blank canvas here. You could do one of those 4-pole swing out blanket bars right here. Our shop can do that upgrade for you guys. Or if you wanted to just throw in a door organizer here or add a couple more brush trays, you guys have options. It's a very versatile setup, very user friendly. But right now on your door, you still have that extra large 42-inch swing here with your sliding bus window on it, so you get some ventilation through your tack room, and this oversized brush tray down below. I've got this one on my trailer at home and I love it. Jam-packed full of stuff, and I love that it has those drain holes in the bottom, so you guys can always rinse it out and clean it out if you get something in there that spills or leaks, or getting into the time frame this time frame this year where things will start to freeze if you don't get them pulled out. So maybe something freezes, starts to thaw during the day and leaks through there. I love that you guys can keep those clean. And then on our swing out, I love these saddle racks because I have never once had a saddle fall off of these, and that's really important to me, is keeping my tack and equipment good, looking nice, and fitting my horses properly by not falling off and damaging the saddle itself. So the carpet adds a really good grip factor. I love that. But I also just love the shape and this wither block. Cimarron has designed, tested this, and now owns this extrusion. It's called their wither block. It sets up in the gullet of your saddle, acts like your horse's withers, and really holds that on there. So I love both of those. And the blanket poles, they are thick, so they're really gonna give a lot of girth underneath your pads there, but that you can also stack a bunch on there. I've got multiple on all of my blanket bars at home. And this whole thing right here is a swing out. It's on a gas shock. So I always tell people, when you're either gonna push it in or pull it out, it's gonna fight you a little bit at first, especially when it's empty. They get a lot easier once you have saddles and some weight on there, but you're gonna wanna give it a good shove until it hits that breaking point. It will help itself the rest of the way in. And when you go to pull it out, give it a good tug, and then you guys will see it carries itself the rest of the way out. And then we have a fold down step. So when you do have to climb in and out of your tack space, it's gonna be a lot easier. We are standard width, so typically you would have your full length running board up here. We like to just delete that, kind of taper it off right there, and add this fold down step. It doesn't seem like it would make that much of a difference between those two, but it does. And I can speak from personal experience because my trailer at home has the running board and not the fold down step. It makes a big difference. So climbing up in here, we'll start at the floor. You guys will notice we have black rubber mat on this floor. Also from personal experience, this is very nice. I have carpet on my trailer at home. It is full of dirt. It holds the moisture. All my little grain, like my seeds from my grain, get stuck down in the carpet. So this black rubber mat is gonna be way easier to keep clean. You guys can mop it up, sweep it up, blow it out. It's gonna have one seam right here because these mats are cut to fit. It's a pretty tight seam, so not a whole lot is gonna get down in there. An upgrade from here, if you guys are looking at building a trailer, would be gray rubber. So this is kind of your middle of the road. Anything is better than carpet when you're climbing in and out of these, especially this time of year. You guys can see we've got some dirty footprints. We do wash all of these trailers for our videos, but when we had so much rain yesterday, everything gets a little bit muddy a little bit quicker. Coming all the way up into the front over here, we're just gonna have our battery for our breakaway brakes and a full-size matching spare tire right here. And then our partition wall behind me over here. So we have one row up high of bridle hooks, and then standard that comes with bridle hooks is carpet, one strip of carpet down below them. So you're always, once you add bridle hooks to a build or an order or something like that, you're always gonna get the carpet behind. I love the carpet behind my bridle hooks to protect my equipment, same as my saddle racks I mentioned. Keeps your trailer looking nicer for resale value, or in this case, trade-in purposes. If you just had your white sheeting, like down here, and you had your metal swaying back and forth, you'd get the black streaks on something like this. So I love the carpet to prevent that. And then third, to keep it a lot quieter for whatever horse is on the other side of this wall. Just deadens that noise when it's not some metal on metal. The carpet really absorbs that. If you guys are looking at building, one option that's been really popular is just a full carpet of this entire partition wall. That way, if you set anything on the ground that rubs up against here, keeps it a little bit nicer. And then over here in this corner, we have a 28-gallon corner water tank, fills at the top. So you have a lid up here, you just unscrew this lid, stick your hose in there, fills up really quickly. I've got one in my trailer. And then down here, you've got your one spigot right here. This customer, she told me she never even used it. She only hauled the trailer 2 times. But down underneath your shelf right here, you have a 10-foot hose. So this hose is gonna screw on right here, runs all the way out your trailer. It's perfect for filling up water buckets, but it's got, again, 10 feet. It's got a good reach there. If you wanted to rinse off your horses, you'd have enough length there to do that. My husband actually took my trailer up in the mountains for the past almost 2 weeks, 10, 12 days. And he was using this to water the horses up at the top of a mountain when he couldn't get down to the stream to water them. He had water on here and was able to water the horses right off the trailhead. So really nice feature there. I love it in my trailer. Fills up your buckets really quickly as well. And then as I step out, take you back in one more time, we have an OptiBright LED up here. I don't have my battery plugged in right now, but my light switch is gonna be right over here, over your water tank. And then OptiBright is gonna really shine the light into this tack space really well. They're called OptiBright for a reason. I can attest because I have them in mine. They put off a lot of light. And then for exterior light, you're gonna have one of those 16-inch awning LEDs on this side. Being a 2-horse, we don't need more than one. This is really gonna give you a lot of visibility between your tack and your 2 tie rings right here. If you're looking at building a trailer longer than this, we can always add more of those guys, but this one's gonna be plenty right here. You've got your 2 tie rings per side. So if you guys get to a tight trailhead, you've got boulders on one side, you have to park really close to someone that has horses that just aren't as friendly, you can tie up on either side. And then sliding bus windows on tail side right here. That's gonna give you guys, they're gonna slide open 50%, so they'll slide open to here, get you some airflow across their tail side right here. That can be upgraded to full drops. If you guys are watching these videos to build out trailers and look at those options, you can go to full drops. I have the sliding bus windows on mine at home. Like it still gives it a lot of good ventilation, and of course you can always close it up. Like this morning it was pretty chilly. If you were hauling this morning, you can keep it fully enclosed for your horses. And then down below, black spoke aluminum wheels on this trailer. I love the contrast with white sheeting and the black spoke rims. Think gives it a really nice look there. We're going to step around the back to our load space. So this trailer does have a ramp. One of the nice upgrades that this one sets apart a little bit different than some other inventory units is this is already on there. So if you are someone that's looking for a bumper pull with a ramp, you don't have time to wait, this one's already installed. I am a big ramp believer. I like giving my horses the ability to climb up in there without a big step. You just never know what kind of slope you're gonna end up parking on. It's a little bit more convenient that way, but if you're also someone that is gonna dual purpose this trailer, maybe you need to use it to move houses or moving furniture, You're moving other smaller livestock that need a ramp getting up in and out there. You're moving an ATV, a smaller side-by-side, a cricket, anything like that. You have the ramp already built in to get in and out of there. And then 60/40 doors. So our smaller 40% door right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and close it just so you guys can see real quick kind of what that percentage looks like. We've done the 60/40 on these standard width trailers because if you are working off this trailer alone, maybe it's a really windy day, maybe you're parked on a slope and you just cannot battle your horse and trying to get 2 doors open, your 60% gives it enough width, as you guys can see right there, to get your horse in and out without having to worry about opening 2 doors. For lights back here, we have an 8-inch right here. So this is going to give you guys that visibility over this load space. And then stepping in, we'll go down to the floor. I'm going to take you guys right here because this is where our emblem is. This is going to be your Werm flooring. It's W-E-R-M, stands for We Eliminate Rubber Mats. So what this is it's a really thick piece right here, kind of the thickness of your rubber mats. It's a pour-in, permanent, non-porous rubber mat flooring. So what this is doing for you guys right here is it's protecting your floor. You've got an aluminum floor on this Cimarron. So my trailer at home just has rubber mats and my day off is Thursday. So tomorrow I'm going home, I'm pulling out all my rubber mats and I'm power washing out my floor. I'm gonna let it dry and throw my mats back in because you have to make sure that you do take care of those floors when you have rubber mats and the urine can soak through. With your Werm, it cannot soak through. So when you go to clean out this trailer, just nose it up, power wash it out. No urine's ever gonna get to your aluminum floor underneath. Adds a nice cushion for your horses just like that rubber mat, and also adds an insulating factor. And then all of your walls in your Norstar Cimarron horse trailers are also lined and insulated. So you have that insulated floor, you've got your lined and insulated walls throughout this entire stock space, and then up top you have your standard insulated roof. So I've been getting a lot of messages lately. I post a lot on Facebook and I've had people reach out about some Cimarrons I have on there, and their first question is, does it have an insulated roof? Probably because they're shopping other manufacturers and they're trying to sell them on this unit has an insulated roof. All Cimarrons are going to have that already. Standard on anything that Cimarron builds. Cargo trailers, stock boxes, show cattle trailers, horse trailers. It's always going to have this. It's about a 1/2 inch thick, fiberglass reinforced, and has a honeycomb core to it. Comes with an R3 thermal value, so 20% warmer in the winter, 20% cooler in the summer, and dent resistant up on top to a baseball size hail, so it adds a lot of structural integrity. My Cimarron at home is black sheeted. Even with that roof, it is still so much cooler in here than any other trailer on our lot with an aluminum roof, or even just outside in general. This trailer has padded divider on both sides, so I really like that upgrade. Mine doesn't have it, I wish it did. And then another upgrade is going to be this D-ring and this carabiner right here. So she wanted to be able to run this trailer wide open. She wanted to just be able to tie either one horse up in there, turn her horse loose, maybe haul a mare in a foal, or like I said with that ramp, you could be hauling an ATV, a side-by-side, smaller side-by-side, anything like that. You guys have the ability when it clips open like that, it's already in there for you. So you can use this wide open space. Tail side, we've got one of our OptiBrights up here. So this is getting you that visibility in our load space. And then over each stall, you're gonna have 2-way roof vents. You've got 2 in here. So typically like in the summer, what we'd recommend is pushing your first one open forward, pushing your rear one open facing backwards. You're gonna get a really good circulation right across their backs. In the wintertime, these cooler months, we just recommend both of them facing backwards. That way you're not pulling cold air into this trailer, but if they have heat rising off their backs, it's gonna draw out of this trailer and keep them comfortable in here. Love the 2-way that you can kind of manipulate that, and I really like this setup. It's a very high quality setup. A lot of the handles on 2-way roof vents is gonna be like a black plastic handle right here, if you guys are familiar with those. I've gone to push on one of those before and it became brittle, broke off in my hand and sliced my hand open. These are very, very good, high quality. A lot of people that come walk the lot and I talk them through Cimarrons, talk them through the price point of Cimarrons versus other manufacturers, and I'm telling you guys, it's all in the fit and finish of these trailers down to your roof vents. They just use as good of quality products as they can find in these trailers. So each stall, you're gonna get 2 D-rings. I love having the versatility of 2 D-rings. I hauled to South Dakota last weekend and was able to tie a hay net up here and tie my horse back here. They don't have to be tied on the same one. They're not getting their hay bag tangled around their lead rope. You have drops on the head side with jail bars. And then you have D-rings for a corner feeder as well. I know a lot of people don't like corner feeders with specific horses because if their horse paws in the trailer, it could potentially get its leg up and through that corner feeder. A lot of people do like the corner feeder for horses that don't paw. But again, you guys have options. You can use these however you need to. First slant is standard size. Your second one's always going to be just a little bit bigger, especially here at Transwest. We do order all of our inventory. And as you guys could see, that divider clipped all the way flush against that wall without any sort of telescoping aspect. We do add length to our stall areas so that that happens, and we can keep our divider solid versus having the telescoping, just less things to go wrong. So that second slant is going to be just a little bit bigger there. We make our way around to our head side over here, show you guys those drop downs with the jail bars. So you're gonna get a whole lot more airflow with these drop downs. This piece right here will pop into a socket so you guys can drive with these down. They're not gonna catch the wind, they're not gonna go blowing and do the wave effect like this. They're very, very heavy duty, very solid. A lot of trailer manufacturers will have pre-framed windows that have some play to them. These don't. You can grab this whole thing, pull on it. I mean, they're meant for horse people and horses to be hauled in these. They're very sturdy. Our jail bars here are full one piece, no moving parts on there. So all you're doing is just working your drop window until those jail bars get to that cutout right there. You can drop these down. I do that when I'm pulled over at truck stops, fuel stations, let them stretch their head out, stretch out their backs before you close that back up and get going down the road. Don't haul with those guys down. And then when you do go to slam your windows shut, I mean it when I say slam your windows shut, these have very airtight seals all the way around, so it's gonna push the air out. You know, if you got horses in here, you don't wanna just go fully slamming. So what I'll do is I'll come up to about here and then just give it a good shove the rest of the way. I shove it right there at that latch. Pushes all that air out and gives it a nice tight seal right there. Up above a 16-inch awning light, so you're gonna have your visibility on this side of the trailer because you do have 2 tie rings on this side as well. So if you end up tying over here, you gotta walk your saddles around, you still have visibility right here to do what you need to do. This one's just white sheeting. I know for inventory we can also get charcoal, silver. As I said, mine's black at home. But if you guys are looking at building and customizing, there's a lot of fun things you can do with these. Up front, we have our 3-foot tongue, 3 foot. So from here, our 15/6 on the floor started here and went back. Our 3 foot is gonna be from here to here. This is gonna be longer than standard. So most other manufacturers are gonna be, gosh, I think they're 2 or 2.5. They're quite a bit shorter. So a 3-foot tongue, this was designed by the engineers at Cimarron. All these trailers, all these spec sheets and drawings, they have to go through engineering before they hit the production line. Engineers have determined this makes for a smoother ride. It pulls a lot smoother, increases your turning radius as well, so less likely to do the jackknife issue with your tow vehicle and your tongue when you have that length there. So the engineers will look at tongue, axle placement, and make sure they do what they can to this trailer so it pulls the best it can. Single manual crank jack. This will crank it up and down. They're very easy. I'm not left-handed, but I can do it with my left hand, no problem. You're gonna have 2 safety chains, and then this guy right here is gonna be your breakaway brake. So she's got it connected to her safety chains there. You guys can connect it there or disconnect and connect it directly to your tow vehicle. So if something were to happen, your tow vehicle becomes disconnected, this red cord pulls straight out here. What we saw inside was the battery. For this system, it's gonna turn on your trailer brakes. So if that ever gets pulled, trailer brakes are engaged. So when you become disconnected, your trailer does stop itself, does not start racing you down the road. And then your 7-pin right here. Guys, check your tow vehicles. If you're coming with something that's not a truck or not set up with a tow haul package, make sure it has the 7-pin. And I love that it has its little place over here. Most trailers in the past, before this became a thing, you typically would set them right there, right? Well, yesterday it rained all day long. So you think about rain hitting here, snow building up on here, it's gonna put water into your 7-pin. We don't ever wanna mix water with electricity. So in order to keep that dry, it's just tucked away over there. So when rain falls, snow falls, it falls off the side, does not get up inside that 7-pin. And we're gonna be a 2 5/16 ball right here. So again, she used it 2 times, got a lot of nice upgrades, and as you guys can see, it's in new condition. It is still available. We're still gonna run it through the shop and just double check everything is as it seems before we do sell it. But right now, if you're interested, you guys wanna reference this stock number, I'm glad to take any measurements, send you any pictures. You're looking at 5U 251-047. It's a 2025 Cimarron Norstar 2-horse bumper pull. Would love to help you guys out. If you guys wanna look at order, I'd love to help you with that as well. But thank you guys so much for joining me. Again, my name is Michaela. That cell phone's 303-918-6367. Have a great week.